Matthew, and the coordinator, Mr. Matthew Joseph, also to the dais, please. And Bijumon Joseph as well. I request all of you to support and give them a big hand.
ദയവായിട്ട് എല്ലാവരും എണീറ്റ് നിൽക്കുക.
Please stand. Please stand.
May I request Your Excellency, Right Reverend Seamus Cunningham, to give his presidential address.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to join you this afternoon for this wonderful feast of St. Alphonsa, and I thank you for your kind invitation. From early in her life, St. Alphonsa experienced great suffering. She experienced not just intense physical pain, but also the spiritual suffering of being misunderstood and misjudged by others. But she constantly accepted all her sufferings with serenity and a deep trust in God. She came to love suffering because she loved the suffering of Christ. She learned to love the cross through her love of the crucified Lord. She was always cheerful and happy and took delight in ordinary, simple things. Nothing could extinguish the joy of the Lord which filled her heart. Just before she died, she wrote, "I have given myself up completely to Jesus. Let him please himself in his dealings with me." We thank God today for this great woman of faith, and we commit ourselves to following her example. I want to thank you all too for your commitment and faith, and for all you do to enrich the life of the parish. The strength of your faith and your devotion to family and community life is an inspiration to us all. And I pray that you will continue to grow in that faith. I wish you all a very happy feast day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, we are going to the next program. It's a report of the Sunday School Catechism by Martin George. So may I request Mr. Martin to present the report of the Catechism School.
Your Excellency, Right Reverend Seamus Cunningham, Bishop of Alphonsamma, Newcastle Diocese. Reverend Father Christopher Jackson, Chairman, Working Committee of Migrants. Reverend Father James Sitteth, Vicar Santa Maria Goretti, Italian Parish, Edmonton, Canada. Reverend Father Michael McCoy, our parish priest. Reverend Father Sajid Thotathil, and all Reverend Fathers, dear friends and children. I am here to present a brief catechism report. Most of us use here today migrated to Sunderland from 2003 onwards and have been a part of St. Joseph Parish, Sunderland ever since. St. Joseph Parish priest and the Catholic community warmly welcomed us, and we are now an integral part of the parish community. As we grew in numbers, we started our own prayer meetings in Malayalam, our native language, every Friday from 7 till 9 p.m., which has gone from strength to strength and continues to date. Catechism is an education in the faith of children, young people and adults, which includes, especially in the teaching of Christian doctrine, imparted, generally speaking, in an organic and systematic way, with a view to initiating in the hearers into the fullness of Christian life. With our deep-rooted faith, we felt the need to impart those Catholic values and tradition to our children, and the need to nourish and nurture them. Based on the Indian Sunday school model of education, we started to teach students from year 1 to 12 using those textbooks prescribed for respective year groups. Towards the end of term, we also conduct evaluations to check the level of understanding among them. So we started our catechism class in 2008. Initially, it started with just one class where all children were taught every Friday before the prayer meeting. However, since Father Michael McCoy took charge as the parish priest here, he offered us the presbytery for our catechism classes. With ample space available, we have now divided the children into 3 age groups and classes conducted weekly. Now the class teachers are Jofna Philip, Pius Matthew, Matthew Chiteth, and Matthew Joseph. In their absence, many of our friends step in. We also remember Sojo Kurian and Manuel Joseph for the support of catechism classes. Our catechism classes are currently running smoothly with the parental support and of course with the dedication and enthusiasm of our children. Father Sajid Tordal and Matthew Joseph have arranged a residential retreat for our children in Divine Retreat Center, Darlington. The retreat had a good impact on our children. As an evolving community, we are much grateful for the help and support we get from St. Joseph Parish and the blessing of the Alphonsamma Newcastle Diocese for our spiritual growth. We hope to continue educating our children and make them active ambassadors of Christ. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin Uncle, for that. Can I please welcome Father Christopher Jackson for your felicitation?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much. Thank you for a memorable liturgy and a delicious lunch. And it's been great to spend time with you. I have just 2 words which you've heard quite a bit if you've been listening to the news over the last few days. And these words are better together. Better together. You recognize them? It's the slogan of the No campaign to Scottish independence. In this fractured world, we don't want more divisions. We want unity. And who could have seen just 20 years ago that your coming into our diocese would enrich us in ways we could never have imagined? You've given a real vibrancy to the face of the Catholic Church. Thank you so much for that. And I hope that you'll continue to integrate into your parishes and to bring to them the wonderful witness that we've seen you give today. So God bless you and happy feast day.
Thank you, Father Jackson. We are moving to the next program. It's a report for the prayer group presented by Mr. C.B. Thomas.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. With immense pleasure and profound gratitude, I would like to give you a brief account of our prayer group. Actually, we started our group on 2004, initially with a Friday prayer. Then gradually we started night vigil, then catechism. On 2007 onwards, we started 24-hour rosary once in a month. You know, ever since 2007, we never ever missed a single month without 24-hour rosary. On the year of faith, we started special prayer for the deceased, then start normally from 6 till 11 o'clock. On this July onwards, we started 1 hour adoration in front of the Blessed Sacrament, morning 5:30 to 6:30, especially for the persecuted Christians throughout the world. You know, all these things we are doing, 2 Corinthians 5 verses 14 says, and this is because of the love of Christ urges. No other things, only love of God. You know, then again 1 Corinthians 12 verses 26 says, if one member suffers, all suffer together. If one member is honored, or rejoice together. We are committed to continue with our prayer. There is nothing without prayer. We are committed to pray, especially for all the consecrated people, the parish priest and all the priests, and especially in Newcastle and Hexham, because we want to live in Newcastle and Hexham area. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Very much, Sibi uncle. I'd like to invite Father Michael McCoy to share a few words.
Share my wisdom. Well, when Janita was welcoming me and introducing me, I didn't recognize myself because she said I was patient. I've had to learn patience, believe me, since I became a parish priest. But as I prepare to celebrate 25 years of priesthood in a few weeks' time, someone asked me just before the meal, what has sustained you throughout those years? Well, it's only God's grace that sustains us throughout our lives, whether we're called to be priests or whatever we're called to by God. And that grace is really administered through people. And I've just been so blessed throughout my life as a priest by the people of the parishes I've served, wonderful people. And I can't think of a better place to celebrate 25 years than Sunderland to be parish priest of St. Joseph's and St. Anne's. They're two amazing communities. And as Father Chris and Bishop Seamus mentioned, there has been huge changes actually over the last 10 years, certainly in St. Joseph's. And the vibrancy of that parish community, the diversity of culture, the depth of faith, the wonderful commitment to family and to friendship and to community are just extraordinary. And that's what makes us powerful witnesses, that we radiate God's love as St. Alphonsa did, just by the quiet, sometimes heroic witness that we give within our parishes. So I feel very blessed, very humbled to be your parish priest. And, you know, you've said lovely things about me. I receive far more from you than I give to you, and I really mean that. So it's wonderful to celebrate today. The liturgy was beautiful as usual, long, but beautiful. And the wonderful lunch and this afternoon is always amazing as well. I'm sorry that we have to go very soon, but myself and Bishop Seamus have masses to celebrate, but I know that the rest of the day will be good. So thank you for all that you do, all that you give. Thank you for your witness, for your real prayerfulness and joy, and long may God continue to bless each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Father McCoy. Next, we are moving to another report on Alphonsamma by Mrs. Teresa Xavier.
Good evening to all, respected fathers. Mothers Group Annual Report. With the insight of creating a Mothers Group, an introductory meeting was conducted on April 20th, 2013 in the presence of Father Saji Thotathil. Hence, the inauguration of the Mothers Group was conducted on the same day. The coordinators for the Mothers Group, Mrs. Teresa Xavier, Mrs. Asha James, Mrs. Shajimol Sibi, and Mrs. Lissy Saji were selected by Father Saji Thotathil. The first official meeting was conducted on May 5th, 2013 to give a name for the Mothers Group and to make an action plan for the future. With due respect to the many suggestions raised by the members, Mother Jyotis was selected to be the name of Mothers Group. Also decided to hold a meeting on first Sunday of every calendar month between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. A mother is the most important and valued role in the universe, who shape us as an individual right from our childhood to our adulthood, through providing us with unconditional love, through our success and failures with encouragement and support through our struggles. Mother also has the responsibility to shape a family. Therefore, Mother Jyotis aims to encourage our children to grow in spirituality through group prayers, promoting their participation in retreats, visiting the sick people and pray for them, active involvement in our parish children's liturgy, and to take leadership in charity activities. Every meeting which is held on the first Sunday of the month start with the rosary and group prayer with the pure intentions for our children and for their future. The meeting ends with an evaluation for the conducted activities during the month. Members of the Mother Jyotis fast once a week for our children and contribute the money for charity work.